Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Fantastic. Oh, Pani. Hare Krishna, Pani. Very
Hare
nice.
Krishna Prabhu.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining. Wonderful.
Thanks.
So I was thinking we could read the Ekadasi Katha. Is that okay? I know we read it in the afternoon, but it's always worth reading again. And maybe if there's any questions or any comments. Okay. So it's
Yeah, we can read it.
okay. Hare Krishna Ritesh, thank you for joining. Are you doing Ekadasi today as well?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, I am, yes.
Oh, well done. Fantastic. Very, very good. Really encouraging. Very encouraging.
Yeah,
Me
thank you
too.
for putting in the
I'm
thought.
fasting too.
Okay. So Aruna, you fast every Ekadasi?
I try when I'm feel okay. When I'm not feeling well, then I can't. Then
Yeah,
I don't. Only when I'm fit. Yeah.
that's absolutely right. If one shouldn't punish the body.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
one's health cannot allow, then that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
The Lord is very kind, he's very understanding. He knows our situation. So if we can do it and we don't do it, then that's a different matter.
Yeah.
So it's a Pasankusa Ekadasi, as far as I remember. Let me just make double sure. Yes, Pasankusa. And tomorrow, just to let devotees know, the time to complete the fast is a little tight. From 6:47 until 7:26. In that time, one should take some grains in order to complete the fast. And the reason for that is it's after sunrise. So this fast is from sunrise to sunrise, generally speaking. And before Triyodasi comes in. So Triyodasi comes in at 7:26. So that's why usually the time for finishing the fast is like 2-3 hours. But this time it's about 40 odd minutes. So before 7:26 and after 6:47, you should take some grains.
So you have to get up, have shower, and brush your teeth, and then take it, or you can just get up and brush your teeth and then.
Ideally, or brush your teeth. I mean, ideally, one shouldn't take grains after being for number 2. Ideally, one should not. That is actually the sort of Vedic injunction. Whatever, if one goes to number 2, then should have a shower before eating, before doing any prayer, like arti and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Mahamantra is okay because no rules and regulations. But yeah, if it's possible, if it's not possible, that's a different matter. If say for health reasons you can't necessarily rise that early to take the shower, then you have to be practical. So
Thank you.
the glories of Hare Krishna Sunita, Hare Krishna. Glories of
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Are you fasting yet? Not yet. You were thinking of starting from the new year, wasn't it?
Yeah, is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. So we can go through some of the reasons for fasting. The glories of Pasankusa Ekadasi, which occur during the waxing moon in the month of September, October, are described in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana in a conversation between Lord Krishna and Yudhishthir. So many of the Ekadashis, Krishna is actually describing the Ekadashis to Yudhishthir. So you can just imagine how important Ekadashi is. If Krishna himself is explaining it to Arjun. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the boss of Ekadasi. But he loves Ekadasi so much, he's spreading the glories of Ekadasi to Yudhishthir. So Yudhishthir said, "Oh Madhusudan, what is the name of the Ekadasi that occurs during the waxing moon in the month of September, October? Please be kind and explain this to me." Lord Krishna replied, "O best of kings, the name of this Ekadasi is Pasankusa Ekadasi. Now please hear the glories of this Ekadasi that destroys all one's sins." So this is one of the impacts of Ekadasi. By fasting, she becomes very merciful and she destroys our sins. The reason to fast is not so that our sins are destroyed. That's not why we were fasting. We were fasting to please the Supreme Lord. That's the reason we're fasting. And if we can fast and please the Supreme Lord, then actually our life is considered to be successful. Even if we please the Lord by doing one Ekadashi, one Maha Mantra, then our lives are successful. We should understand that. Some people also call this Ekadashi Papankush Ekadashi. One should particularly worship Lord Padmanabh on the day of this Ekadashi. This Ekadashi awards a person heavenly pleasures, liberation, and his desired result. Just by chanting the holy names of Lord Vishnu, one can attain the piety of visiting all the holy places on the earth. If a conditioned soul, in spite of indulging in various sinful activities due to illusion, takes shelter and offers obeisances at the lotus feet of Lord Hari, who is expert in delivering the fallen souls, then such a person does not have to go to hell. Those Vaishnavas who criticize Lord Shiva and those Shivites who criticize Lord Vishnu will both undoubtedly go to hell. Why? Because they are dear to each other. We saw on Sunday, how during the pastime of Lord Ramachandra, he worshipped Lord Shiva. Right? He's the source of Lord Shiva, but he worshipped Lord Shiva. The devotee was worshipped by the Supreme Lord. How amazing is that? And the devotee, Lord Shiva, of course, worships Ramachandra, Shankarshan, Krishna. Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. So they have such a fantastic bond between them. And if their devotees, if their followers criticize each other, they don't like it. The result one obtains by performing 1,000 horse sacrifices or by performing 100 Rajasuya sacrifices cannot be equal to 1/16th portion of the piety one obtains by following this Ekadashi. But as I was saying, we're not doing this Ekadashi to obtain any benefit. We just want to please the Lord. That's it. There is no piety in this world which is equal to piety earned by observing this Ekadashi. Therefore, there is no other day as sanctified as this day of Ekadashi, which is very dear to Lord Padmanabh. O King, as soon as a person fails to observe Ekadashis, sin begins to reside in his body. And the reason for that is grains, sin takes shelter of grains on Ekadashi. I have got a presentation which I haven't actually downloaded, but it basically shows how on the 11th day of the waxing and the waning moon, water is a lot more water is in grains than normal. And when we eat those grains, that water stays in us. And that's not good. So from the health point of view, it's not good. But from the spiritual angle, it is said that sins reside in grains on the day of Ekadasi. And that is the reason why grains are avoided. We don't want to incur more sin, right? We've got enough. So we avoid grains on that day. Grains means no rice, no chapatis. You can have Ekadasi chapatis. Jayanti makes Ekadasi chapati, which is incredible. And the taste almost the same as normal chapatis. So it's quite incredible.
They're more healthy as well.
More healthy. Very nice. Yes, Kamashi. Very healthy. In fact, she doesn't eat any chapati with grains now. No atta. She just has this Ekadasi chapati. And it's so nice. I've decided to do the same as well. The less grains one eats, the better. Therefore, there is no other day as sanctified as this day of Ekadasi, which is very dear to Lord Padmanabha. O King, as soon as one fails to observe Ekadasi, sins begin to reside in his body. This Ekadasi awards its follower heavenly pleasures, liberation, freedom from disease, beautiful women, really, wealth, and food grains. O maintainer of the earth, if one observes this Ekadasi and remains awake on that night, he easily goes to the abode of Lord Vishnu. So this is a first-class way of actually observing Ekadasi. The best way is pleasing the Lord, remembering the Lord throughout the day, throughout the night, not consuming anything at all, including water. So the focus is simply the Lord. So that is first class. If one can do that, then that would be ideal scenario. However, we live in a world where we have different commitments and we don't have necessarily the bodily strength to maintain that. So if one has one meal a day, then you get half the benefit. If you have 2 meals a day, then it's gradually reduced like that. But one should be very health conscious when one doing this, because what you don't want to do is torture your body. So we should fast. We should push ourselves somewhat, should challenge ourselves, but not to the degree where we become ill. Pushing ourselves is always a good thing. It was like this Pushottam Mass. Many people, many devotees did vrats. So we pushed ourselves a little bit. And in the last 4 days, we push ourselves a little bit more. And the idea is, by pushing ourselves, we try to do more for the Lord. So how does one push ourselves? Say we eat less, that means we go to the loo less. That means we got eating less, so we got a little bit more time. What do we spend that time on? We try to chant more, we try to read more. So that's the idea about Krishna. And that is what pleases the Lord. It's not the fasting that pleases the Lord. It's not the austerity that pleases the Lord. It's the remembrance of the Lord that pleases the Lord. Lord Krishna continued, O best of kings, by observing the vow of this Ekadasi, one can deliver 10 generations from his mother's family, 10 generations from his father's family, and 10 generations from his wife's family. Wow, that's incredible. If a person observes this Ekadasi either in his childhood, youth, or old age, he does not suffer the miseries of material existence. One who strictly observes this Pasankusa or Papankusa Ekadasi is relieved of all sinful reactions, and at the end of life, he returns to the abode of Lord Vishnu. If a person gives away gold, sesame seeds, land, cows, food grains, water, umbrella, shoes in charity, then such a person does not have to go to the abode of Yamraj. Anyone who spends his day without engaging in pious activities is like a dead man, although he's breathing. His breathing is compared to the bellows of the blacksmith. Oh, best of kings, a person who digs wells and lakes for the benefit of others, who donates land and houses, who performs other pious activities such as sacrifices, is not subjected to the punishment of Yamraj. It is a result of piety only that people live long lives, become rich, take birth in high-class families, and become free from disease. The purport is that direct result of observing Ekadasi is to attain devotional service to Krishna. This is it. This is the point. The purport is the direct result of observing Ekadasi is to attain devotional service to Krishna. And the indirect result is to obtain temporary material benefits. The problem with material benefits are they are temporary. They can divert us from our real business of bhakti. So we have to be very mindful that if any opulences come as a result of Ekadasi, we offer them back to the Lord, because otherwise they become distractions on our journey back to the spiritual world. Any opulence that we get from the material point of view can become a huge disadvantage. They can also become advantageous if we have the right consciousness, the right mood, the right spiritual level. But generally speaking, any opulence usually results in taking our mind away from the Supreme Lord. We become enamored by the opulence or the benefits that we receive from the fasting. So we have to be careful. Are there any questions, any comments, any disagreements? Happy for devotees to, anybody like to challenge any of the things that have been said? You're very welcome to share your realizations as well.
I have a practical question, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So, if I'm not able to break the fast at the time you said tomorrow, what do we do then?
Just do it as early as you can.
Okay.
As early as you can.
Okay.
The idea is, and this happened in the pastime of Ambarish Maharaj, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, this pastime is given. Durvasa Muni, he was fasting. Ambarish Maharaj was the king of the whole universe, whole world, earth. A saintly king. He was Raj Rishi. He was one of the greatest devotees to put his lotus feet on the surface of the earth. He would please Krishna in every single thing he did. There's 9 processes of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing about Krishna, speaking about Krishna, remembering Krishna. So he was perfect in all of them, all 9. So he was really a great devotee. So he was fasting. In fact, his fast was 1 year long. And it had come to, he came to a place where he had to finish his fast. And his advisors said to him that now is the time to finish your fast. Just as he was going to, Durvasa Muni turned up. And he said to the king, I am hungry. I'm going to take a shower. And please give me something to eat. So Durvasa Muni went. He was waiting for Durvasa Muni. In the meantime, the time was coming to finish the fast. It was almost at the time when if he if he had not completed his fast, then there would be no point of doing the fast, because you wouldn't have got any benefit from it. That's the reason why fast, there's this time slot when the fast is finished. It's not just that you're fasting without any any final time or date. You've got a certain window of fasting, and that is, again, to please the Supreme Lord, because you're saying to the Lord, I'm doing this fast for your pleasure from here to here. Anyway, time is finishing. The Brahmins, he asked them, what should I do? Durvasa Muni is my guest. I can't eat before he does. I can't, which means I can't complete the fast. So they advised him that you can drink some water. Because you have been doing nirchal without water, if you drink a little bit of water, then you have completed your fast for your fasting purposes, but you have not eaten anything. So in terms of Atiti Deva Bhava, you have not offended your guest. So he took the advice. He had some water. The Brahman came back. Durvasa Muni came back. He's got mystical powers. He ascertained that Ambarish has drunk some water before his guest has eaten. He got very angry. He actually set a monster, the demon, against Ambarish to kill him. He was so angry. Durvasa Muni is a partial incarnation of Lord Shiva. So he can be very easily pleased, but very easily angered. Anyway, this devotee Ambarish was such a great devotee. The Lord, his Sudarshan Chakra came and destroyed that demon. And then that Sudarshan Chakra went after Durvasa. And Durvasa ran. So the Sudarshan was after him. He ran to Brahma. Brahma said, can't help you. Go away from here. That Sudarshan's a little hot for my liking. He went to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva also said, no can do. Sudarshan's not under my control. Try Vishnu. Durvasa was quite powerful. He went to Vishnu. He said, please help. Your Sudarshan is after me. And Vishnu said, actually, I'm even helpless. What do you mean? It's your Sudarshan. Yeah, but you offended a devotee. I can't. Sudarshan's got a mind of his own. You offend a devotee and Sudarshan's after you. So what do I do? Durvasa said to the Lord, and the Lord said, well, go and ask for forgiveness from Ambarish. That's the only way you'll be protected from Sudarshan killing you. So he went back to Ambarish. Ambarish was still waiting in his folded hand position for Durvasa to come back. And he hadn't taken anything. And Durvasa said, please forgive me. I was very wrong in my attitude towards you. And Ambarish said, there was no offense. I have not taken any offense. And if there's anything to forgive, I forgive you immediately. Sudarshan, please go away. So that was the interesting pastime in the Bhagavatam. So ideally, you want to try to set your alarm, if it's possible, at the right time, and do complete the fast, ideally. I mean, last week, it was a real, last time the fast was to be finished, it was like just a few seconds you had, literally, to finish the fast. So that's, in the time of Prabhupada, actually. In the time of Prabhupada, they used to finish the fast when it was time for breakfast. They didn't really look at the times that carefully. But I think as we go along and we are able to refine our spiritual practice, it's good to try to stick to the to various rules. It's just good practice. But Prabhupada, in his time, devotees would finish the fast when breakfast. So that if that's good enough for Prabhupada, that's good enough for us as well. So from that point of view, it's okay. But my personal opinion is, if we can refine, would it please Prabhupada if we were able to refine our spiritual practice? I personally think it would. I think it would. So that's why we try to stick to these times where possible. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Yogita, for joining. And Rita, Hare Krishna. Dak, Hare Krishna. Was that okay, Ritesh?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody like to ask any more questions at all about Ekadashi? Sunita?
God, I was just going to speak actually. I was just going to ask you something. What about any chance of dehydration? Like water is not allowed, or it's a complete fast with nothing at all.
I think I do that, but I've been doing it for God knows how many years.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was challenging. The first time I did it, probably about 30 odd years back, it was Bhim Ekadashi, the one Ekadashi where if you do that without any water or food, it's as if you've done all of the Ekadashis, all of the 26 Ekadashis in the year.
Yeah.
So that comes in June, July, when it's hot.
I don't feel very hungry, but you feel thirsty.
You don't feel hungry, you feel thirsty, but you get used to it. I don't even notice now whether I'm doing Ekadashi. It doesn't even bother me.
How many hours then in total? So how many hours is the fast in total?
It's sunrise to sunrise,
Okay.
but generally you wouldn't eat after, when you go after you sleep. Say I stop eating probably around about 7 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock, and until the next morning. So the about 36 hours altogether, roughly.
Okay.
Maybe a little less.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find having no water doesn't sort of impact me. It's okay now.
Okay.
I think only the first time I felt it. And in Bharat, in India, when I went, and it was really, really, really hot. That was challenging. But I was in Vrindavan, so I was thinking, if I don't fast today in Vrindavan, then it'll be a great shame. So I struggled a little bit, but the whole idea of Ekadashi is not to struggle so much you forget God.
Yeah.
Right? If you do that, then the point of the Ekadashi is completely missed. The whole idea of Ekadashi is to remember the Lord more. It's the day of Lord Hari. So if one has to drink in order to help one remember God, hey, drink.
Yeah.
If one has to eat, hey, eat. The beauty with Ekadashi, and my wife is actually really become quite an expert. It's such a lot of variety of food that you can eat.
Yeah.
She's making pizzas, idli.
Wow.
Yeah, she's making dokla, making things which I was thinking that's not possible in Ekadashi.
Share the recipes then, please.
Yeah, she's got the Ekadashi book, which we can obviously get over to you. I mean, again,
I was looking at the internet yesterday, and it had things to avoid, like you're saying, to avoid grains and everything. And it had things like banana chips and pakoras without any wheat or anything, just made like with fruit or just natural things. And it looked really delicious. Just saw the pictures on online.
Yeah, it can be very, very delicious. They are. And, there's so many different types of flours one can have, like Rajaguro, and then there's Ferrari atta. It's actually, it's almost killed the joy of fasting. That's why I don't eat. I remember I used to eat on Ekadasi. I used to eat more on Ekadasi because it's so delicious.
Yeah.
I eat more on Ekadasi than on normal days. So then I was thinking, this is not right. You know, this is the whole idea is to actually.
It's sort of like a penance thing, you think, isn't it, really?
Little penance is good, you know.
Yeah.
Just pushing yourself a little bit is good. And there were some scientific reasons behind why one doesn't eat grains. Now, I can probably find it, but it'll take me a few minutes, so I won't bother. But I think next time we do this, I will put up a presentation, which I've done before, which shows exactly why it's beneficial for the health to fast on the 11th day of the waxing and the waning moons. So there are good scientific reasons for that.
Right. Even in the Western world, like the Western people are saying 1 day is healthy to fast, 1 day in the week. So it's becoming a trend as well.
Becoming a trend. Yeah, they're following the Vedic tradition almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Comes every 2 weeks, and
It's got a biological advantage of the system gets cleansed.
Yes,
absolutely. Well, lots of the youngsters are going vegan as well. So all this thing is, you know, it's just growing.
Yes, because we eat, and our stomach doesn't get any rest, any break. And especially when you're feeding yourself grains. Grains is a little harder to digest. If every couple of weeks we give the digestive system a little rest, it is actually a very good thing to do anyway.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
But the fasting is so easy. It's like you can eat. I mean, just potatoes is enough. You know, there's so many things you can do with potato, let alone anything else.
No, things like chips.
Jacket potato. You can do like roast potato.
Curry and things. Yeah.
Then we can do petis. You know, you boil the potato, smash it up. You put different spices. You can use some spices, like you can use cinnamon powder, clove powder, salt, add a bit of
Black pepper,
lemon juice, coriander.
You're making me hungry now. We're talking about fasting.
That's right. Yeah, that's the problem with it. But you can do so many different things.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, lots of it's on the internet as well about, you know, what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And in fact, I think, let me just check. When is I think actually, you know what? The next Ekadasi, oh, not next one. This is the one after. There is one Ekadasi that comes very soon. Yes, Uttana Ekadasi.
Is there 25 in total Ekadashis and everyone, I saw somewhere it's 25 in total in a year.
Generally it's 26, right? Every 2 weeks.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, that's right. Every 2 weeks, roughly.
Okay.
So let me just check. Yeah, 26 Ekadashis in total. Yeah, in total 26. And there's an Ekadashi called Uttana Ekadashi, which is coming up not next time or the time after, which might be a good one for you to start the Ekadashis from. So 4 weeks time.
I think I've got one 25th, isn't it? Is the hosting date. I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Let me check that. Was that an Ekadashi day?
No, I did. That's the date you said. No, that's the month, isn't it? That's the new month. There's, I think, something else that month.
The 5th. The day after is Uttana Ekadashi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good day to fast. if you want to anyway. The sooner you start, the better, because it'll take a little while just to get because your system will have been used to eating. So one day, reducing that or eating something different it'll take a little while to just adjust yourself.
Yeah.
But it's very easy, very, very easy. I think it took me 2 times, and then I got into the fasting without water. And I've never really felt, apart from that one time in India, where I stayed up all night as well, because I was in Vrindavan. I thought, let's just do it for a change, stay up all night. So your Gita was asking me that, do we have to stay up all night? If one is able to stay up all night, that is really good. Stay up all night, not watching Bollywood, of course, but watching even Krishna movies is okay. I often
or listening to bhajans.
Fantastic.
Isn't it? Yeah, probably.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Bhajans is,
Yeah, sorry.
now go on,
Yeah, I
go on.
was saying, yeah, it was my first Ekadasi. I gave it a try. It feels really good.
Well,
I didn't have time to cook, but I just had boiled potatoes mixed with carrots, and I added grated cheese, and it was simple, but
powerful.
worked out really nice and
Well
feels
done.
so good. It's very rewarding.
Well done. Well done. And what inspired you to do it?
Basically, every time on the chat I hear Ekadasi, and I read about it. I watched Amarendra Das Prabhu's
It's
speech
good.
on the scientific reasons
Yes.
behind Ekadashi. Found it really interesting, and then I thought, okay, let me give it a try.
Well done. Well done. You're from
Yeah,
Mauritius?
yeah. I'm from Mauritius. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. First class. Yeah, well done. And thank you for asking the question. You inspired me to, I was thinking this morning I should do a Ekadashi Katha. And when you asked the question, I thought, yes, I'm definitely going to do it now.
Oh, it's very rewarding. It's worth it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The proof is in
Thank
the
you,
pudding.
Prabhu.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, I have to say, when I finished the fast in the morning, in fact, the morning just goes absolutely amazing. It's like you're lightheaded, you're worshiping the Lord. And I must say also, there's a nice process how one finishes the fast. And I'd like to share this with the devotees. One thing is, if you have anybody who may have passed away that you have great deal of affection for example, or who's still living, who may have some difficulties, you can transfer some of the benefits of the fasting to that person. You can say to the lordships, please give half of the benefit of this Ekadashi Vrat to whoever that person is. And that is one of the things that will happen. It will happen. So getting in the mood of giving is always good, giving to others. I always give half of my benefit to my parents, because there's a debt there which will never be able to be repaid. So whatever benefit there is, if there is any, like half of it to go to them. But before, yeah.
Okay, sorry, Prabhu, I've got a question. There has been 2 mortalities in my family, my older sister,
Right.
and the other one is my father-in-law. So how do I do the maths?
As you like.
I mean, in terms of sharing.
As you like. You could say 25% to your father-in-law, 25% to your, who was the other person? The sister?
My older sister.
Older sister, really? Okay. Yeah, sorry to hear that. You could do 25% to each. So then you keep 50%, or up to you. It's completely up to you how you're feeling, how you,
Okay.
even you can give 100%. It's, It's how generous you want to be. I think I wouldn't be so arrogant as to give 100% because I know I'm such an idiot. I need to do so much pious spiritual activities to do anything. So I keep half. But there's a process. Before finishing your fast, you can approach the Lord. And I just take you through what prayers I say. My dear Lord, thank you for allowing me to remember you on this yesterday on the Ekadasi day. I'd like to show my gratitude to you. So I pay my full dandavats to the Lord, full obeisances, and thank Him from the bottom of my heart to giving us the strength to observe the Ekadasi and please Him. And the idea is we say to you, my dear Lord, I have done this to please you. So we're making it clear to ourselves and to the Lord that the reason for the fast was to please you. Then I turn to Ekadasi. I just mentally remember Ekadasi. She's a personality. She's a very powerful personality. And I pray to her, thank you for allowing me to fast on your glorious day. And please, at that moment, I'd say, please give half the benefit to my parents. And then I go to Prabhupada, and I say to Prabhupada, if it wasn't for you, I would not be doing any spiritual activity, let alone fasting on Ekadasi. So I'd like to show my gratitude. Thank you so much. Then I go to my spiritual master, His Holiness Krishna Swami, and I say to him, there's 4 things I say to him. Thank you for allowing me to fast. Please bless me so that I can continue in my spiritual progress, Please accept some dakshina from me. So I mentally offer him. And then I offer him a plate of food in my mind, all in the mind. So 4 things. And after that, I go to his god brothers. So my god uncles, if you like Shivaram Maharaj, and then he had his own god brother. So I try to remember, within a few seconds, I remember a few of them, and I thank them. And then I go to Gomata. Krishna can't live without Gomata, right? And we don't even think about Gomata at all. And Krishna, there is not a moment which he lives without Gomata. As soon as he wakes up in the morning, he goes and milks the Gomata. They're calling out for him. He spends all day with them, right? In the evening comes back, he milks them, he washes them. He loves them. He can't live without them. And we don't even think about them. So I pray to Gomata. I mentally again feed Gomata. Mentally feed Gomata. And I was very lucky. We were in Bharat, in India, in the beginning of the year. And we had the opportunity to actually go out and feed Gomata, because Gomata is everywhere there. And luckily there was a lot of people who had a lot of hay, who were selling it to feed Gomata. So it was great to do it when I was able to do it. But when you're in this country, you can't exactly do that. So, but mentally you can do it. And then I go to the Brahmins, the different Brahmins. We used to feed Brahmins in Vrindavan. So I mentally remember them and I beg them, please take some prasad, please take some dakshina, please bless me so that I can progress in my Krishna consciousness. And then I go to my god brothers and mentally again, just asking for their blessing so that I can continue in my Krishna consciousness. And I go to my parents, basically saying, just please bless me so that I can continue. in my Krishna consciousness. And then I go to the different, whenever we go to Bharat, we feed the devotees. So we usually feed them in the Delhi temple or Mumbai temple or Vrindavan temple or Mayapur temple. So I go to all 4 temples and I just mentally feeding the devotees. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. Then I just take some water. And when you're fasting completely, it's best not to eat for a while. Just drink water. Maybe Bhakti Charu Swami, he had a fantastic cleansing system. And I used to do it until very recently. He recommended a liter of milk and water mixed together. And you drink a liter of milk and water, you'll be full up to here. But what it does is it cleanses the intestines, completely cleanses the intestines. So you have to go twice or 3 times sometimes. And it can even be loose. It just clears the system completely. So I stopped doing that recently because we're not having so much milk. So I nowadays have mint water, hot mint. I just boil the mint, fresh mint. So I have that. And that doesn't do the same cleansing necessarily. But mint water is very alkaline. So it's very good. And then after maybe an hour or so, we can have some fruit. Again, just easing yourself into a proper meal. And then maybe after a couple of hours, you can have a decent meal. That's roughly what I do on the day after Ekadasi. Anybody with more questions? Any questions? So Yogita, did you just eat the once today?
I had a little breakfast. I had some nuts, and then I had a banana, like kind of breakfast, because I was at work. I needed to eat. And then at lunchtime, I had the boiled potato with the boiled carrots and the cheese. And then I had a pot of yogurt, cherry yogurt, and a bit of water, and that was it. I haven't eaten anything since, so I'll probably have a small piece of potato and an apple. But I'm thinking of offering a piece of the apple first to Lord Krishna, because I haven't had the chance to cook anything. I was completely at work all day. So yeah.
Good. That's good. That sounds like a good plan. So
Yeah.
you offer what you make, right? You offer what you make.
Yeah, I'm supposed to offer what I make, but I left home early, so I just packed my lunch and went home. So I went work, sorry. So I was supposed to offer, so I was running short of time. So next time, in the next month, what I'll do, I will offer whatever I cook before consume.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And actually, that you can make your daily practice. Anything you cook, you offer it to the Lord first.
Yeah.
You're saying to the Lord, I'm cooking for you. Of course, we're cooking for ourselves, but we can get into that mood of thinking about the Lord and what would the Lord like to eat. That actually becomes something that would very much please him. Otherwise, we're just always thinking about ourselves, and what we want to eat. But we can say to the Lord, what would you like to eat? Give me some inspiration. Very good. Aruna, have you any questions? Or Pani?
Yeah, can't unmute. I fast the way my mom used to fast, just one meal a day.
Very good. Very nice.
And I just can't get my head around. Like I know kanchan, and you're like, you guys eat, but I can't eat. I can't get myself, so I just have faraju shak
Wow.
and fruit.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, and I offer it to Krishna before I.
Good. Good.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
And that's the reason why I find it hard next day. So, because I've always done it like that, always had one meal and that's it,
I see.
and have fruit other times.
So next day, what happens?
I don't feel well.
Oh,
I get
okay.
get dehydrated and get headache and upset stomach.
Oh, drinking, you drink enough in the car?
I drink water. Yeah.
Must keep, should, health is important.
Yeah.
Fasting should not disrupt your health. That's quite an important part of the fasting.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I've started again. This is my third one again.
Right.
I have to put a hold on it till I get better. But now I've started again, so it's good.
Yeah, very good.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that.
Talking about fasting and food wise, I used to be like that till ISKCON. Have a feast, Ekadashi feast, and that's what has happened. I used to be like my mom, fasting only on a couple of things only. So I'm not blaming it; it's just the habit.
I know, because in the beginning I used to eat, and I used to eat so much on Ekadashi. I was thinking this cannot be right. So I just stopped eating, because once you start eating Ekadashi food, it's difficult to stop as well. It's so delicious.
Because it's different than every day, so you feel you eat a little bit more of it because of waiting another fortnight now.
But for Pushottam, we did Ekadashi every day, and actually I didn't get bored of it at all. It was so nice. So gentle on the stomach,
Yeah. I did the whole month, but I had eaten once the sort of late afternoon, early evening. It made me feel good.
So somebody else was saying something.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is funny. I started doing fasting almost 1 year back. I started last year during Janmashtami. So since then, I'm following every month, twice a month. And then we eat once especially in the night. Okay, we make samu.
Perfect.
It's fasting food, so we to Krishna, and then we eat it. That's what we are doing since more than a year now.
First class. Very nice.
And then we read Vishnu Sahasranama on every Ekadasi before we eat.
Perfect. Yeah, well done.
What do you have to read before you eat? What do you read?
Vishnu Sahasranama.
How's the names of Vishnu?
Okay.
Very good. Yeah, it's very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Unless there's any more questions, we can finish with prayers of protection to Lord Nrsingadev. Always very good to seek the protection of the Lord so that we continue on our journey. We've started this incredible journey, and really we don't want to finish we want to finish this journey, and preferably we want to do it together. So of course, this material world, there's no guarantees, and hence why it's always nice, it's always important to pray to Lord Nrsingadev to please keep us on the right track, keep us protected, so that we just continue in the right direction. So let me just get the prayer up. I'd like to thank you. I wasn't sure who was going to actually come, and I am really very, very happy because it's such a wonderful gathering. So
I really enjoyed it. Really good.
thank you. We try to do every Ekadasi, so let's see. Hopefully we can. Let me just find. Yeah, good. Here we go. And yeah, next time I'll try to open up the. I have a presentation somewhere which is very useful. Okay. These prayers are two, the half man, half lion incarnation of the Lord called Narsingha. And he came to protect his one devotee called Prahlad. And all he did was come, protected his devotee, and he went back to the spiritual world. But he's the devotee's favorite because he's so loving, even though he's a lion. He's so loving. If you see this picture, Prahlad is offering him a flower, he's smelling it. And he would hug Prahlad. He actually was crying tears because Prahlad, this boy here, was harassed to such a degree by his own father. Nobody was there for his protection. Absolutely nobody. He was only a 5-year-old boy. And Nrsingadev, just thinking about that, after protecting him from his dad, he would just cry. Nobody protected you, my boy. Nobody. But now you're under my protection. Of course, he was always remembering God, and Vishnu would always protect him. But Nrsingadev had such a soft heart for Prahlad Maharaj. And he has a soft heart for all his devotees. Hence why we pray to him to seek his blessings and his protection. Oh, so Geeta, would you like to sing?
Yeah, I'd love to, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very good. Very good.
Namaste Narasingaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadaditaine.
Praladadadadaine.
Niranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Yanyakashi Purvasaya.
Silatanakanakalai.
Silatankanakayali.
Ito nasimbo para to nashingo.
Ito singho.
Yato yato yamita to nasimo.
Yato yato yamita to nasingho.
Pahe nasimo hirati nasimo.
Ahe nasingho, ahe nasingho.
Nasimadim sharanam prapati.
Narasimhaya
Sharanam prapati. Tavakara kamalavare. Nakamatputa shinga. Dalitare ranyakashipu. Tanu bringa. Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Tavakara kamalavare nakamatputa Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare.
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Nashingadev, Jaya Nashingadev, Nashingadev, Jaya Nashingadev.
Jaya Nashingadev Nashingadev
Jaya
Nashingadev
Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya
Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya.
Jaya Lakshmi Nashinga Jaya, Lakshmi Nashinga Jaya, Lakshmi Nashinga Jaya, Lakshmi Nashinga. Jaya Lakshmi Nashinga Jaya,
Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari
Nitai
Bol,
Gora Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jai Lord Shingadev ki jai.
Yay.
Jai Prahlad Maharaj ki jai.
Yay. Thank you so much. So Rita just had a question. Her mic is not working. So she asked about, she just asked about, let me just double check it. Please repeat the direct result of observing Ekadashi. So Krishna says, by observing the vow of this Ekadashi, one can deliver 10 generations from his mother's family, 10 generations from his father's family, 10 generations from his wife's family. And if a person observes this Ekadashi, either in his childhood, youth, or old age, he does not suffer the miseries of material existence. One who strictly observes this Pasankusa Ekadasi is relieved of all sinful reactions, and at the end of life, he returns to the abode of Lord Vishnu. So those are the direct benefits of fasting on this Ekadashi. Main thing, however, is that we remember the Lord more, and that is reward in itself. If we just manage that, then Krishna becomes very, very pleased, and that's enough. That is enough. We don't need anything else. If Krishna is pleased, the whole world can be against us. It doesn't matter because he's with us. So, thank you so much. really been amazing. Really, thank you very much for joining us today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Yogita. Thank you so much for
Hare
joining.
Krishna. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you,
Thank you very
Pani.
much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Rita, thank you. Sunita, Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Take care. Hare Krishna, Sunita.
Hare